Hello guys, welcome to part 2 of my road to platin. Let's get into the second game of my 20 games. I'm going through all 20 games, so if you're a new player, you want to learn Ryze, you want to know how to hit Plat with Ryze top lane, here is a road to plat. If you need any questions answered, please down below. Just don't forget to subscribe, hit this like button, comment, or do nothing of it. Let's just go into the game and enjoy. So here is my second part. We completely stomped this Trundle, and this is my damage, this is Velko's damage. My runes, I go phase rush. If you want to win against Trundle, always go phase rush, otherwise it's troll. Always phase rush, always phase rush against Trundle. I'd say this more to myself than to others, because I sometimes take Conqueror, and against Trundle he's just gonna run into your face, eat you up, and that's it. Alright, the rest of those rules I think go without saying. Yeah, so let's get into the game. If you like these videos, or if it's helpful for you, please let me know in the comments down below. That would be very, very helpful. And if you have suggestions how to carry even better, then write it down below. Alright, so I'm gonna open here the score map, and I'm gonna here hide the enemy team, so you have a more realistic understanding how I was playing and what was happening. Here are my runes. Alright, I'm gonna speed up most of the stuff, and the first 3 levels I want to actually look at look at laning, because I do believe the first 3 levels are kind of crucial how the game starts. You have to sniff out the enemy. You're gonna sniffing each other out, what kind of games is gonna be. And Trundle is kind of very, very aggressive, or should be very aggressive against Ryze. So you want to poke him, but yeah, here you can see he can really bite you in the ass. So already starts very aggressive. I try to, one of the things when I'm very focused and aware, I focus on poking a lot, but I also focus on getting my my mana stacked up. So mana band flow, if possible. Look that you hit him here. I think I just hit him for mana band flow. And if you cannot harass him to bully him, you still should be able to hit him as many times with your ability. So your mana band flow here in the left corner gets filled up, and your tier gets filled up here as well. But you have to look at the timers, right? Don't waste your mana if the timer is not ready to get filled up, right? So basically, in the best case scenario, wait until your mana band flow can be stacked, because there is a timer as well every time you hit him. So in those lanes where you're basically a farming machine, focus on mana farming as well, because you're scaling with mana, your damage is scaling with mana, and you have more mana to be sustained in lane, and you get bigger damage, and yeah, so everything is good with mana. Here you could have seen before, when he engaged me, EW is nice to be leveled first, so he cannot just engage on you. Keep your EW ready for this kind of stuff, because once he bites you, he slows you, and then you cannot escape very easy. But yeah, I think this is a nice sequence where basically we get double kill and take the lead. I'm probably thinking about anti-heal here, but instead we decide for a lost chapter. So because when you're ahead, you want to stay ahead, and lost chapter gives you really nice cooldown reduction think 10 cooldown reduction, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and so you get 10 cooldown reduction. You get 40 ability power, 300 mana. So this is a lot of damage and mana sustained, and you really want that, because Trundle is gonna try to push you basically and hit with his head against your tower and tear it down. So the only thing you can do is, well, either defeat him by poking him out and push him in, or just, you know, farm and push back on his waves, because he's also a farming machine. He's gonna push on you, as you can see here, and the more mana you have, the better you can do that. Since we now pushed in the lane, we can also just recall and buy another item. Here already going with Oblivion Orb, as I said. It's gonna be my standard item, how to push the Plat. And you really want to keep the lane pushed, otherwise it's just gonna bite your tower, bite a huge chunk out of your tower and get all the gold plating. At the same time, we get lucky with the team as well. Nobody is really feeding too much, but instead we actually have a good bot lane. I guess this is Blitz crushing the enemy bot lane. So even if our jungle and our mid lane is not doing too well with 0-2-1 and 0-2-0, we are ahead, and bot lane is ahead. I think we get away here. Oh, we don't? Ooh, we don't get away here. I think I can remember that I was basically hovering somewhere here, and I kind of thought I should not cross this mid lane because it was not worth it. And the second I cross it, I get a gank, and this is definitely something I have to work on. Like, I knew I should be careful, and I didn't listen to myself here. But I think this is the last time that we die in this game. Oh no, we die one more time. We die one more time here. So here I see that Xin is cheesing me here. I had to even teleport out because it would have been an easy die for them, and they get a kill in the tower anyways. So I better they get the tower instead of tower and the kill, right? So this is why I count my losses, focus on farming here, and I know that my team is gonna get ahead. It is already ahead, so I don't have to panic, and I just try to accommodate my team. So basically as Ryze, you want to be basically whatever the team needs, you're gonna be. So I see that they have a Xin, and I'm probably gonna be against a Xin and a Trundle. And I have a fed up Phelios, so I want to tank for him. So that's why I start building Frozen Heart. Frozen Heart is gonna nerf the crazy attack speed of Trundle. So anytime Trundle engages on my squishy bot lane, we are going to protect team, and so be a shield, a DPS, but also kind of like a tank for our and support for our team. So we're kind of ahead, but we lost our top lane due to a mistake. And if my instincts were right to build this, otherwise we would have died here, and if we didn't have Oblivion Orb, we would have died as well. So basically we nerfed Trundle, reducing incoming damage from champions attacks by 15. This is huge against such attack speed driven champions like Trundle. This sums up very fast. 15, 15, 15, 15, 15. This is like a lot of damage you're gonna, you know, take away from that. So it's a huge nerf when you finish Frozen Heart. It's gonna be a huge nerf as well by taking away 20% of their attack speed, which is crazy. So you have to, even if you're ahead, at some point Trundle is gonna eat you up, and this is why you have to, you know, have all those nerfs. So basically we're building 2 items to nerf Trundle here, Oblivion Orb and Frozen Heart on the way. I'm probably gonna build Rod of Ages as well, because we need to be tanky to protect. And it would have been in vain if I would have started Rod of Ages because it wouldn't have helped me in lane to survive that much. It does have some tankiness and healing back, but I don't think it is as good as Arma, to be honest. So we try to be in front line as much as possible. We do have a lot of mana, therefore we have a lot of shield. So basically, Glacial Buckler also, or later Frozen Heart, also adds up a lot of mana for your shield. So you basically do get tankier as well, not just with Rod of Ages, but also with mana. So you have armor and mana with Rod of Ages. You have health and mana. So you do need it, but I think it was better to rush Frozen Heart, especially against Trundle. It really depends on the game. It doesn't mean that you always should rush Frozen Heart. Really depends. But when you make a mistake like I did and you lose the first tower, you know, when you're losing, you should go defensive. When you're winning, you should go offensive. So if you're ahead, you want to stay ahead, so you build more damage. If you're behind, you kind of start with armor. Later you can sell the armor and build damage, but a lot of people, they keep feeding, like let's say against Zed or something like that, and instead of building defensive, they just keep building damage and feeding, and this damage is ultimately useless because, you know, they die instantly. So here we are very tanky with Frozen Heart. We go right there, nerf the attack speed of those bruisers like Trundle and Xin. We do receive a lot of damage from enemy Annie. We don't have much against magic resist, but our shield. Nevertheless, we are very tanky. Samara disconnected, but he reconnected quickly. It was our most fed guy. We're doing pretty well, by the way, so even if we lost the first tower, and our I think I said something wrong in the beginning. I think all of my team was ahead. I was looking at the enemy team and being behind. I think for some reason I thought my jungle and mid lane is behind, but it was the enemy team. So I think we're kind of stomping them anyways. When you're stomping them, then your job is just not to feed too much. So if your team is ahead, and I think this is important because a lot of people they lose one tower or they don't have a good laning phase, so they want to surrender because they are not doing well, though their team is doing really nicely. So at least don't drag the rest of the team down if your lane is not going that well. But I think we're doing good. We even built Rod of Ages and stacking nicely, healing done, mana restore. This is already really helpful. So you really want to build this item if possible. Sometimes you don't need it, but in a game like where you need tankiness, I think it's good to build it. Yeah, I also don't know why the ADC is top, but alright. What are we gonna do here? Ooh, that's too much. I misclick my ult here. Yeah, so that happens sometimes. Could have been a cool play if I take out, you know, enemy ADC, but that was not what happened, so it's okay. Or I mean the mid laner. Whatever. We're doing pretty well. I don't know why I'm talking about so much that I lost my lane. I mean, my enemy laner is 0-7. He only got a good gank once, and that's where they can one-shot the towers. So that's why, that's why they got ahead. But I'm kind of, we are even in CS almost, but I'm farming him, so that's fine. I guess if your team is already carrying, one should just chill out and I focus here to kill Annie's ult first because it does a lot of damage. But I don't know, maybe I don't know if it's the right focus. I think so though, because she's kind of helpless without that ult. Alright, we're split pushing as always here. Trundle, I don't think he can fight us anymore. We're 2 levels ahead of him. We do have a lot of... We have 2 items against him, and this is really needed since he does a lot of damage against us. Here I just completely disrespect him and directly ult into him and tell him, dude, you're no match for us. We're just gonna push here. And this is the basically second game. Nice. Oh, this is so badass. I'm sorry, but this is really badass. Like we teleport in there, we kill Trundle, we get attacked under the tower by Blitz and the enemy ADC, and we just carry. I think I'm not seeing right today because I was talking about supporting Aphelios before, but I meant Jinx. I apologize for that. Maybe too much hay fever, but I have to see this again. So basically we what is the play here? So let me. So basically I see that it's only Trundle here and my team is fighting for the Drake. I don't know if I can help my team for sure. But I know I can push and maybe bait the rest of the enemy team back and to save the Drake. So that's why I teleport here. The tower is down, it's just a glitch, and kill Trundle. And I do succeed in baiting away the enemy ADC. So the enemy has to recall, otherwise I'm just ending the game. So I don't think they can even take the Drake. They do have to recall, and so I save the Drake and I take their base and kill Trundle. And here I even just completely disrespect them, like a Blitz and then fed Aphelios in your face, and I have like, you see how much HP I have, and I just keep on taking down their base. I think this is just badass, and it's not me, but it's this champion. If you pilot him right, that's what you can do, and this is really nice. You know, you basically just, it's like a cheat or like a hack. You just disrespect them directly into their face, and you just, you know, keep on pushing. And meanwhile, my team is back and take the Drake while I'm just still split pushing, but at some point I have to recall and buy a new item. We have empowered shoes. I bought Mercury's. I think it's against Annie, because even though Annie was not strong in early game, I know that she's gonna be a menace in late game, so you have to think ahead and don't forget that she's gonna be a problem. So I think it was the right choice to build Mercury's. I think I remembered the one team fight where she took a huge chunk out of my health and I could move. While we did win the team fight, I saw the potential of Annie. So here again I disrespect the whole enemy team and just go in here to keep up the pressure on the base. I know my team is very fed, so they can stand up for themselves. So this is crazy, right? This is crazy, and my team is also really nice, but actually following up and saving me here and ultimately saving the game. So basically I teleport here to put up the pressure and bait the enemy team away from my team, so my team is kind of safe and can push. And I almost die here, but Jinx follows up here beautifully, takes down enemy Aphelios and helps me survive and helps win the game. Really nice. So this Jinx played like a god. Very well done. And ultimately the rest of the team joins. Beautifully done, and we win the game here, supposedly. Let's see what happens. Oh, it's 4 versus 3. We're kind of low. I get saved again by Tam, so you see how much team is carrying for their carry, and we do not disappoint. We take another kill, take down the minions, we take down the base. GG. Guys, I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't subscribe yet, please subscribe. I come up with Ryze coaching, stuff like that. And if you want to keep on notified with Road to Plat, this is the second part. 18 parts to follow. So I'm gonna show all the games, even those where I absolutely sucked and where I did mistakes. So you can see also when I do great and I stomp, like here. But you're also gonna see when I really break down and kind of lose. So I hope you enjoyed that, and see you on Summoner Rift. Come back to my part 3.